Hello, everyone, and welcome to NSE Overwatch presented by Ignition Series. I'm Matt, joined alongside me is Steph yet again. How's it feel to be back after missing last week? How's it feel to be back?
Thank you for having me back. Well, of course, but yeah, I'm excited to be here again. And sorry, everyone, to not be here. I was stuck in London, but yeah,
Oh, no worries. Good to have you back, of course.
thank you,
It's
thank
not
you.
just me on my own now, so of course
I can
now,
help, you know.
exactly. That now we are heading into our playoff stage. I got it wrong last week. We were actually in our first round of the playoff stage, so we see who is going to progress on and eventually potentially take it all home in the end. Of course, do you want to give us a quick rundown of how this stream's going to work here today?
Well, as you said, now we're gonna go in playoffs. So we're gonna be watching the first game between the San Francisco Shock and the Swansea Snake Skins, and whoever wins that match, we will be going in and watching the next game,
Yeah.
and just focusing on like a specific part of the bracket.
Yeah. Of course, before we get started into there, we'll give you an insight into some of the teams that we're looking at today. Like our first team, of course, the San Francisco Shock, which I can't lie, gave me a little bit of a chuckle when I first heard it. Of course, that's a play on the San Francisco Shock, the OG Overwatch League team.
Yeah.
Like, of course, they are currently 4-2 in their games. Same with the Snakeskins. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with those. Of course, they've only lost so far to Durham and the Warwick Angles.
Not
I
bad.
know there's multiple teams with that Warwick have, so it's a
Yeah.
bit of a weird one. And of course, do you want to introduce us to the other team today?
Swansea Snakeskins. Can't see where. Where? So it will be best of three. Can you tell me?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I can't see. Sorry, I'm blind.
Okay. Well,
I'll let you.
The Snakeskins are the 9th seed coming in, so they have some very high expectations. I'll be interested to see how well they will do. And they're in a similar form currently, 4-2, and of course they're in pretty dominant fashion at the moment. They win most of their games,
Yeah.
but one have been a 2-0. So
Oh, really?
yeah, they're
Damn.
quite a dominant team, and I'm hearing from our production team that we are getting ready to go. Sorry again, we've started stream quite late. We've had a couple issues, so thanks for standing by. And of course, we'll be getting the game started very shortly, which is a bit of a difference, I suppose, from usual, because usually we're the ones that are having
we'll
to
have
stall
to wait.
forever, but now they're having to stall for us.
Yeah, I do apologize again. We did have some problems, but yeah. Anything about the teams that?
Well, we can have a look based on what comps they're going to go for here. It looks like San Francisco Shock want to run that Symmetra on this map.
Ooh.
Something we've usually you see these maps being very hit scan dominated. So again, we've got the two Sojans.
Yeah, of course. And but the Torbjorn on the Snakeskin side, that could be interesting.
Of course, we've got those new heroes, Domina and Mizuki on the Snakeskins. They're willing to give those heroes a try.
True. Especially with Dominance, with her new ult, I feel like it will be very important to just charge up those ults and block out those because I played with Domina for a bit, and holy, she's so proactive.
Yeah. Of course, looking for the poke there. Void finds Quote early. Double headshot onto Quote. Getting aggressive at the start very early. Void playing that off angle on his own. Just finding those picks from the Kiriko, those high damage output. The Diva gets demeched onto point. An easy kill, and that will give this point over to Snakeskins. The San Francisco Shock just now falling back a little bit.
Yeah, really well played there by the Snakeskins, taking out the Diva, and again just being able to push them away.
Yeah, just that one kill alone, losing your tank, just forces everyone out.
Yeah.
Well, just think it's something with a shot again. Finds Quote early. What is just a demon on these off angles? He's looked for the Sojan now. Although Waggy has to fall back.
That's the oppressiveness of Kiriko being able to do so much damage even as a support and just being able to get out just like that.
Yeah. Maybe a bit annoying. Kiriko can dominate a lobby if they're good enough.
Yeah.
Waggy, of course, trying to find this poke. They're struggling to get through the choke. Marathon and Domino just holding down that point.
Yeah, that's about it. Ooh, the Sojourn getting really low, but is able to get a HP back up. the Snake skins are able to build up the ults like very close with that Kiriko, Swansea and Domina ult as well.
They just can't really find that opening. They were looking to go like in the inside area, but like just trying to fight that exposed area against the Torbjorn, and somehow does fall to the crystal.
Now does Shock, San Francisco Shock have to play back slightly, losing into that Trojan seems to be really biting them.
Somehow they're just trying to clean up, get the kill onto the Snake skins. Very much holding this point right now. The Domino ult comes through. Not quite finding any value from it immediately as the cage comes up. The Snake skins, the rush double support ults. D.Va uses the ult to remake. The pressure coming in as the Torbjorn ult kind of zoned them out, was shifted. Let's go on to Wuggy, it's shifted, runs through them.
Trojan being able to get 2 there, and it seems that they can get a point here.
They do get that touch from Lucio, Eleanor and Lucio, but like, again, the touch is all that they're going to be good for. Is a big shutout from the Snake skins early on in this first map.
Yeah, very dominant. Again, and being able to push with that Domina barrier.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I found so interesting about Domina is like how you can just still put a barrier down there and infinite standing, but it has like specific boxes and their HP is able to break. So it makes for some interesting plays around it.
Yeah, very unique shield, and of course, you would have noticed that these new heroes are actually available to be played now, and of course, like, as I predicted, like, to see the Domina,
yeah,
like, because that's a very strong tank, I feel like, at the moment, and the Mizuki is starting to come in, like, seeing it's like a different option as your main support. You don't always have to run that Lucio, you can run that Mizuki instead.
That's true.
We'll see if they do off better on as well. It's perhaps more of a dive like combat, so like potentially they can get more value on the D.Va. Of course, Void has switched to the cat.
Ooh.
Interesting. Maybe we can get some.
I've been excited
grabs.
to see the cat because as a League of Legends player, there's like this character called like Yumi, who is
to that, yeah.
very similar, where you can just sit on a player. Ooh, Kiriko here gets a pick on the Sojourn.
Oh, Eleanor finds a boop on Smart as well. That fight on the high ground seems to have favoured the Shock. They will now have point control.
And first
up with a pick up the big T, and that will give them full control at this point. Cap early.
Well played by the San Francisco Shock, way better showing than the first point.
See, Void has now switched off the cat. They're not willing to give it quite that go. Maybe not quite the healing output they need, especially with Cat Mizuki.
Ooh!
Shifter gets forced on his angle. Gifted with 2. That's going to push the Shock back here. They're going to look to get aggressive on this. Big T.
Ooh, the D.Va is getting low. Oh, another boop by the Lucio.
And it's good for these boops as now the Snake skins take control of this.
Salutation. Namaskar.
Output backing up.
A volatile creation.
Again, like we're just seeing, like the Snake skins do seem to have like just that early pressure that they seem to force out as Void. Punk Buggy yet again. But Buggy, he's just on these off angles. Void, they just can't really close him down that well. Domina down main. He's kind of forcing them to go on these off angles. Is it see like the D.Va like into this Domina like can be a bit of a struggle, like
Yeah.
the Matrix maybe not getting as full value as you want.
And it's also very hard to get in there with like the D.Va's posters, especially against a team. Ooh!
Waggy finds the kill on Shifted, perhaps over peaking a little bit there. Now it's their opportunity to get involved.
Here we go, teleport, but gets hindered. The cleanse right there.
Trying to force him out this angle. Burke finds Big T. Force him out, Lions.
D.Va here has bomb.
The ult is online for the D.Va, so they can look to try and hold on this point as much as possible. You can use that remake. Shifted finds Quote. Gonna
There's a
down the
recall.
DPS now. DPS for support. So they're trying to find this point, but the Domino is just like holding down this point very well, beaming down this D.Va. Guess he can't live for long enough. Forcing on the inside, and Maggie finds Lions, but yet again, San Francisco Shock, they just can't find their way onto this point. Domino ult comes through. Clean up, push him all the way back. Samath with 3. A huge ult from him, and that will
pretty
All
much
the way
win them
back.
the fight.
Creation.
And that's what I was talking about earlier with like Dominant's ultimate being so oppressive. Like just fully winning their fight and not allowing D.Va to get those like ult points.
Everyone comes through, but the stun against the wall. He's gonna have to find a pick up those hands, but I'll give you the OC. Lions like closing him down quite well with that Mizuki ult. He just can't shoot quite shoot it. Connects the shield as the pulse comes through. Void finds Xenonov, but like yet again, San Francisco don't currently make through, but Bird does find some up. So they are tanked down, but yet again, the numbers are just too low on the San Francisco Sharks. They will fall. Snakeskins take this map 2-0 on Ilios.
Really well played there by the this one is Snakeskins.
Like they just couldn't really push through. Like maybe Dirk could get through on D.Va, but like that was about it. He was just exposed.
And again, shows the kind of like how good Dominant can be, especially against the D.Va. Like, and the Lucio boops were like very crucial, especially early on. But yeah, really good game.
Yeah, again, like with the boop kills, like that wasn't like a specific like them pushing them out. That was more just catching someone out of position.
Yeah,
Like that seemed to be where the San Francisco Shock found their value. But again, like the Snakeskins, that is easily like adjustable. They can just like
just avoid the hole. Like
yeah, that's the thing with the well. Like especially if they got like Roadhog, something like that, you just play around the well.
Yeah.
You don't play as close to it as you can. So
to be fair, when I saw the map, I was like, "Ooh, is someone going to pick Roadhog?" Like, because I've had a lot of problems with like Overwatch. As you know, I'm like a new player, like trying to learn everything. And only recently I've like had like a coaching session to like understand what's happening. And I've like heard like Roadhog is not really that popular in the meta.
Roadhog is a bit of a struggle. Roadhog is sometimes like called that troll pick. But then again, on well, sometimes it could just be worth it, especially if you don't know like what the other team's gonna run. Like maybe you could just see if you can get an early like hook into the well. That might get you the point early.
Yeah.
See, like of course, map pick will be down to the Shock now.
Oh,
like, what do you think that they might try to like pull out potentially?
I don't necessarily know what they've been like strong on in the past. One map that we've one game mode that we've consistently seen, and especially you've seen last week, is a Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Like that constant like action over and over, and San Francisco Shocker seems to be like doing really good in those parts where they can just keep fighting.
They think it may be more like some of those like brawl maps potentially.
Yeah.
That did seem to be where they had their value, especially on that fight on the high ground.
Yeah,
They did
definitely.
manage to find it. But if they do want to keep forcing that D.Va, like potentially maybe some dive maps might be more like their speed. So maybe like well, it's not in the map pool actually. So I was going to say Gibraltar, but it's not in the map pool.
Oh yeah.
So they might just want to stick to like some of the more basic, like maybe like escort hybrid. Like sometimes if the control points don't work your way, that might usually mean that like the flash point, you might also struggle. But I hear that we are getting into our second game now, which will be on Runasapi.
Oh. Again, I cannot do that just yet. Where I can just hear it and be able to like, yeah, that's the map.
Yeah. Of course, yeah, the D.Va might find more value on here, but also the Dominant can be very useful on this map, especially on that first point, because of how like narrow, like the I suppose bows, like the chokes are. So like yeah, they can easily find value on that with a Domina. We'll be interested to see what comps they will pull out, whether they want to change anything or just keep forcing the issue with that like with their current comp.
Yeah. To be fair, like we've seen Domina and we've also seen like the new support. What about DPS? Like we haven't seen any of the new DPSs.
I suppose like Anran and Emre aren't as like good, I suppose, in the meta right now.
Yeah.
Like although like both heroes have been getting buffed recently, Emre's damage has been increased just that little bit, so it could be a more consistent hit scan nowadays.
Okay.
But I do feel like just that Sojourn just
is just outperformed so many people. And that was one of the things that my coach was telling me is like, you don't really have to worry about the DPS matchup. Just worry about Tracer, Sojourn, I forgot the name. The cowboy.
Oh, Cass.
Yeah, I didn't want to say the whole name.
Yeah. Of course, as you see now, the Tracer Sojourn on the San Francisco Shock. They are now on the Maracho as they fight to this left side.
And one thing there by the Assault Shock is on the tank. Ooh.
Finds Tosan's early and Burr falls subsequently. Again, this brawl on the Domina just seems to be more efficient. What the Skins, they do win the fight, but they don't have any progress on the bot just yet, so they're not thinking fine, like maximizing their success off this fight, but they will still manage to find the distance.
Yeah.
Easy fight win. It seems like the Snakeskins just did do better in that fight situation. As Quote finds shifted early, shifted potentially overextended on that before he does find Susan's in a to trade. A support for DPS, you'll take that any day.
The twist is being just annoying the backline over here.
Void.
Ooh. Twister almost getting the pick on the supports.
Yeah, because that is the job, especially it can work very well on this angle as Big T does fine Quote with the headshot. Top of Samar, Sports potentially not always looking at in that direction with that Tracer just forcing them out. Close to the point now as Vortex comes through. Lions forced to TP out. They are holding these off angles, so San Francisco shot might be able to capitalize immediately off the space. Well, they're trying to force out the spawns on this off angle. They do find shifted. Void will now fall. Was a good coordinated push from the Shock there to force them out of that off angle.
And now the Shock can get a bit of that push back.
Yeah. Of course, if the Snakeskins do want to play split on this, it can be very easy with the Ram Archer to just force them out early, but again.
What's your opinion on the Ramatra against the Domina?
That is much more favourable compared to with the Diva. I feel like Ramatra is probably the best pick into a Domina.
Okay.
So I feel like they might be able to get more value out of this. But again, Source Mark and Ralph was dominating, but they do have the Annihilation online. If they were to fight this, Mark is just being burnt out. The immortality field comes down. All gets popped from the Ramatra, trying to burn him out with a window. Just turning him down as Big T finds there. And all falls subsequently.
Ramatra, they're getting just shredded out of nowhere. Maybe out of position, but I think the supporters were dead too fast in that fight.
Yeah. Again, the window from Void. It just completely shut down that Annihilation from Ram. No amount of armor can protect you from Void beaming you down with that window.
That's true.
Big T now, he does have that support ult with the cage. Three ults coming up on the Snakeskins. Well, San Francisco shot top the Kitsu early. Trying to force him out smart. They do catch him out. The ult comes too late. Well, he says he's to save himself, but it still falls nonetheless. His Quote finds Big T. Like he finds Shifty. They're just standing up now.
Yeah. After the Domina pick, it was so huge for the San Francisco Shock. Or Strand. it's so weird because I won't say it, but it
feels right to say it like that.
Soldier here with the ult, and also the ult on Tracer, and what do you call Lucio's ult?
Beat.
Beat?
Yeah, beat. Or sound barrier technically, but everyone will call it the beat.
That was another thing, is I had to learn what people say rather than the name.
Comes through. Buff finds the Suns early. They are down to support. Lions. That Symbol just did a great job of splitting the team up potentially. Lions now finds 2 off that. Big T on the hunt. The thing with that Mizuki shift. You can use it to get aggressive, same as what Keiki could do when they had double TP. TP is up. They want to try and fight this high ground. They put some Marth up there. He's on his own. They will look to try and force him out. Mantra will sustain. It's just enough to keep him alive. OC pops Flaggy. Doesn't have the beam. Mortality field keeps Void alive. The supports are pushed back. Void does find Void. They do clean up off it.
There's a double kill.
Lines. Again, the clean force for San Francisco Shock to force some off that high ground. And again, that OC just created all the space in the world. Gave the opportunity for Quote to clean up on the Tracer.
After Domino uses his ult, do you think it's a good idea to swap off? Because this Ramatra is seems to prove quite of a...
They do still have the lead. They do end up winning the fights when they need to, so they might not have to necessarily switch. They just maybe try and keep an issue on that, but the ult does get popped and it does burn through. They can't keep that Ramatra alive. As a result.
How do you count Domino's ult? Because I know you just have to shoot through it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know it just blocks your like bullets and everything, and if you don't destroy it in time, then it just does massive damage.
It blocks all heals as well, so you got to try and break it very quickly.
Yeah.
So you have to stay alive in the fight. You're trying to find that poke in the off angle. The launcher does fall low, the beat comes through. Do they look to get aggressive on this? They will. And they run through the Snake Skins as a result. Again, this brawl proving very useful in the San Francisco Shock when they have those ults online.
That was a really good, quick fight, but I feel like if they just like kept one of the Swansea Snake Skins like players alive, and then just kill them a bit later, just to get a like little bit more space, because even though they had a fight, look how behind they are. They're 60 meters behind.
Yeah.
Of course, they have 3 minutes and 15 seconds, but like
they are very good at like retaliating after a fight. They do usually find that once, especially like Void. We'll see him find quote first and as the cage comes through. That'll kind of force them to back off. That carry out one from that fuse. That cage keeping them alive. The line finds quote. But I think now we'll push them back just that little bit. The TP have to get aggressive, and they are pushed all the way back now. Again, that's that retaliation from the Snake Skins.
yeah, like the Snake Skins might lose like some battles, but like they're just so quick to just gain back the point even without kills.
The Immortality for your first ult forced out early. So that March of Vortex as the symbol comes through. They're trying to push them back. Or I don't know, trying to force out that angle. Verful's low. They do get the trade. But again, Burr has fallen. Like first yet again. This will be a struggle for San Francisco Shock to stay alive, especially with that Domina pushing them out. Buggy trying to look to get aggressive to slide in. That doesn't really work. Shifted with the OC. Trying to find Quote, but he's blinked all around him. He does find Sasanso. Pulse comes through, doesn't find anyone. Big T. Yeah, these supports for the Snake Skins, they're very good at shutting down this Tracer.
Yeah.
Shifted. Again, and they might be able to full tap this. They push them all the way back. The OC is popped. Can't quite find any advantage to the Immortality field, just keeping them alive. The Domina shield will completely block them off, and they will full cap this point. That will give Snake Skins a nice 2-0
victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad at all. Again, very dominant by the Swansea Snake Skins, and as I said, they were the higher seed.
Yeah.
And showing why, like it was very dominant throughout both maps. Like especially like the first mode, the control points.
Yeah.
Like they were just so dominant, and this one, even if they sometimes lost fights, it just felt like San Francisco Shock couldn't make any progress against them.
Yeah.
Like
again, they just did their comebacks to the fight were like very planned, structured. Like once they lost the fight, they were immediately back, and almost before they could even get that forward spawn. I don't think they even pushed it to that, did they?
No.
No, exactly. Like they couldn't even get past that first checkpoint because they were just so good at like coordinating their I suppose like their deaths. So like, don't stagger yourselves. Not quite like what you find the Strand doing. Quite often, like quote on Tracer might often like try and go in for those like clean up picks on the supports, but again, like Big T and Void, they were just doing such a good job of just shutting them down.
Definitely.
I found that instant value.
And that like Kiriko like getting those like picks, like being able to pretty much have like 4 DPSs in your team with like the support, like they were playing so aggressive, sometimes felt like they were doing more than the DPS themselves, finding like those picks, as I said, on the Tracer.
Yeah.
And yeah, really dominant showing there by the Swansea Snake Skins.
Yeah.
And we will keep watching them this week in their second match.
Yeah, and we'll see who comes up on top with them between Graceless and it was the
it was like
Angles? No. Yeah, it was Warwick Angles. Okay, it will be interesting to see. Stay tuned. We'll give you the updates on like how that game will go, and then we'll see which one will face the Snake Skins in our next match on the second round of this upper bracket. Stay tuned. We're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back with that round.